So, what stands out to you the most about the 2024 season?
Well, 2024 season, we had a very competitive top five. I think the point spread between first to fifth place was so basically we have a six event season that take it to best five out of six events, and basically it boiled down to someone at the top five had to either make a mistake and it could have been easily swapped around. Like anyone in the top five could have won the series. So it was very competitive. We had a lot of different variety of cars that were super competitive. Lots of we were reaching the classes in 2023 to 2024, so we had more people per class, and they were all competitive. So, in fact, our rookie of the year, Harley Lewis, was almost was sniffing at the top five. Could have possibly won an event if there was mechanicals in the top three. So it could have gone either way. So it was a fantastic season.
What is Ontario Time Attack and how does it work?
So Ontario Time Attack is basically think of it like qualifying sessions at F1 or any other race series where you try to go for the perfect lap. And what Ontario Time Attack does differently than any other series that we basically clear out the track so that we release everyone from fastest to slowest, and that way you chase the theoretical perfect lap, and you compare your perfect lap to other people's perfect laps. And we have a unique balancing factor, which we call the IPAC system, where we try to level the cars so that we try to bring the driver skill to the forefront. So, for example, I could be driving a 1992 Mazda Miata, a pretty old car, against a modern 2024 M2, which has a lot more horsepower, and our balancing factor, for most part, does a pretty good job in terms of scoring, where we put a theoretical time that the Mazda Miata should run to be equivalent to that M2 running, say, a really fast lap. So we try to level out the playing field, and that's what makes us unique. There's not that much more technical requirements compared to, say, a well-run lapping day. So you need a helmet and basically a car with proper track pads and fluid, and then away you go. You can be very competitive in a relatively stock car, or if you decide to modify it, if you work with a rule book, you can try to optimize certain mods, because we add penalties on specific mods, so you can kind of piecemeal your car per the rule book, and you can have a car that you love and also drive it well to the rule book. So we don't kind of put you in a massive bracket and say, here, spend like $20,000 in your car. You could literally just spend alignment, track tires, pads, and a good chunk of our people do that and do well. So.
What should people expect for the 2025 season? Are there any changes in the works?
The biggest changes of the 2025 season is we want to penalize tire width. So, but previously, tire width was free up until the point where you poke past the fender. So the issue is that on some cars, the amount of tire you can squeeze into the stock fenders could vary massively. So, for example, like the current BRZ or GR86, you can go from a 215 tire to a 245, and whereas if you look at a Corvette, they can only squeeze in so much. A newer Corvette, I should say, can squeeze in only so much extra, right? So, in order to level the playing field, like we said, going back to the IPAC system, try to make sure everyone's on the same playing field. If someone has to go up in tire size, then they should be penalized for it. So that's the thing with the OTA system, is that we're not trying to be overly granular, but at the same time, the key goal is to try to make it fair for everyone. So tire width, everyone knows, translates to lap time. So that's the one thing that we want to address for next year.
No, it's, I guess, early for the schedule to come out, but what sort of tracks are involved for this series typically?
So for 2025, we're making a slight change. Currently, again, it's still in the works, but we're kind of sticking with the CTMP property. So we're looking at the DDT track and GP track. There is some word of possibly sharing a Shannonville date with Varac, but again, that's still in the works. It's still a little too early to tell.
And how can people get involved with Ontario Time Attack?
Oh, we're always looking for people to help us on gridding, registration, timing. Timing's a critical one. No timing, no racing, right? So, but if you just want a simpler role, gridding, making sure people line up the way they're supposed to be at the grid, calling people up, or just general help with social media. Social media is big. Or if you know graphics artists, we're always looking for graphics artists to make our social media content. So many ways to do that. Or if you want to just straight up come out and drive, our open house is usually in April, and our websites will usually get posted with all the latest dates, events, and we have a Discord channel that we do sim racing on, the OTAE Sim Racing League. Find us on our website or on Instagram, Ontario Time Attack, and you'll find all our links there.